Have no fear, Hippie Heroes here, and today we will see what appears on YouTube. Um, so yeah, I really just do want to make a FNAF video just talking about it, and see kind of the community thoughts. Today we will be watching a video about Harley Hispanic. I really do not know too much about them. I saw that they have 51 subscribers, which is like 40 more and more than me, so more power to you. And yeah, let's see what he has to say.
Here, and today I just wanted to very briefly talk about the very exciting announcement that Five Nights at Freddy's is officially coming to Dead by Daylight. Now, for those of you who know me, you know that I am a huge fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, and that I have been for a very long time now, since the game's release
Yeah,
back
so the
in
merch. I see
2014.
the poster.
And I am also a huge fan of Dead by Daylight and have been for a good few years now. I have almost like 4,000 hours in the game, which is besides the point. And for the longest time, I have just been wanting to see Five Nights at Freddy's potentially make it into Dead by Daylight because it just makes sense with like William Afton slash Springtrap as the killer. You know, he's a serial killer in the story
It
of Five
does.
Nights at Freddy's, and he's just kind of pure evil. And it just makes sense that the entity would want to take him and use it for its own goals, or use him for his own goals. And William might just want to, you know, try to take the entity's power and use it for his own nefarious goals. It just works. And a lot of people share in that sentiment. A lot of people are very excited for the collaboration to happen, as is evidenced by the fact that
I'm very
the
excited for it to
the
happen.
announcement image that Dead by Daylight tweeted out is their most liked image or most liked tweet on their entire account at the moment,
Really?
at like
Oh, didn't know
168,000
that.
plus likes, even surpassing the Attack on Titan announcement. Um, and so for I guess for everyone who was saying, "Oh, FNAF doesn't belong
The
in Dead by
Attack on
Daylight,"
Titan was a
suck it. Clearly, a
disappointment.
lot of people want this to happen, and Behavior thought that it does work because now we're having it. Now it's going to happen. So, nah. But anyways, pettiness aside, I'm super excited for it. Can't wait to see what they do with it. And I just wanted to briefly also touch on a tweet that I saw from someone who I watch on a semi-regular basis, Slushy. Hi, Slushy. Hope you're doing well if you're seeing this.
I
Where
think
she
I've
was just
heard of
kind of
them.
thinking out loud and saying, I wonder if this is just going to be legendary cosmetic reworks for certain killers, or if it's going to be a full-fledged chapter. Because it got me to thinking that there might be some people who are afraid that this won't be a full chapter, it'll just be cosmetic reworks. And I wanted to put your guys' minds at ease that this more than it's like
Yeah, I
99%
was
more
afraid
than
of
likely
that.
going to be a full chapter for a couple of reasons. I wanted to step back into my FNAF theory making shoes for a second because I used to make FNAF theory videos on an old channel of mine a few years back. I wanted to step back into those analytical shoes and analyze the details here that we've been given to kind of put some people's minds at rest. That again, this will be full chapter and not just cosmetics. The first detail, which is the most damning, the most telling, is the fact that it is slated for 2025 summer release. And for those of us who are in the Dead by Daylight community, we know that summer release means anniversary release, and for the past few years, the anniversary releases have been big
It does.
licensed things, like Vecna, the most recently at the time of this video going up, Nemesis in the past. I think Wesker was anniversary, maybe it was Sadako, but we've had big licensed killers pretty consistently, and for the most part, for the past few years, every
Chris was
summer.
the
Um,
anniversary
and
killer.
so the fact that it's slated for
I
summer
don't
release
remember the
tells
one
me that it
before
is
that though.
anniversary more than likely, and then because it's anniversary, that it would be a full chapter dedicated to it. Because that'd be weird if they just dedicated cosmetics for Five Nights at Freddy's to the entire anniversary event. So that's the most telling piece of evidence. The other thing is just the plain simple fact that so many people have wanted this for so long, including some of the Dead by Daylight developers themselves. Um, I just don't think that it makes sense that they would just be like, oh yeah, let's just do some cosmetics when we've been wanting this in the game for so long, more than likely as a full chapter. And also the fact that Scott Cawthon, knowing how he handles his characters, knowing how he wants his characters to be handled by other people when he's not the one directly making the game or whatever, and how he doesn't just trust anyone with his characters, he trusts very specific people to handle his characters properly. I just
Let's
don't
see.
think it would make sense for him to just be like, oh yeah,
I've
just go
looked
make a
some
couple of
examples
skins.
of
I'll just kind
that
of be like, whatever.
because I'm
I
kind of
think he would
unfamiliar with the
legitimately just want it
creator.
to be his characters have a full life of their own, and a full chapter is really the only way to obviously do that, to give new mechanics, a new map, a full center focus around it. It just wouldn't make sense for it to be cosmetics really from any of the evidence that we've been given. So I hope that put some people's minds at rest, and hope you guys are excited for it as much as I am. I am just so hyped, and I cannot wait for next year to get.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of the controversy of is it going to be a full chapter or is it going to be the cosmet was done in like the promotion material where they used a similar font style they use for like normally collabs on cosmet stuff, like they used it with Attack on Titan, they used it with I think the Deep Sea outfits, along with like a bunch of air outfits. And they actually used it with full chapters with Psycho's chapter along with the Resident Evil chapter. So there's a lot of confusion on it. And I also seen where like a bunch of people in the Dead by Daylight groups were making different, what do you call it? They were making different fake images just to kind of make people doubt more and more. So I'm definitely looking forward to Five Nights at Freddy's. I played the games when I was younger. I enjoyed them quite a bit. Um, and make sure you give Harley Hispanic like and follow. He seems like a good guy. I hope everybody has a great and wonderful day. I'll see you around. Bye bye.